Hello everybody, Jason Davis here on Compass Football. Davis up front, World Cup special because the World Cup continues in Russia. We have finally reached the knockout rounds. The round of 16 gets underway on Saturday, and what a tasty matchup do we have to start things out. 16 teams, 15 games, one champion. Let's see how it all shakes out here, round of 16 matchups. We will focus on this particular program on Saturday's games. Two very interesting games in Russia on Saturday. Let's take a look at the overall knockout bracket as we get underway here. Obviously, Saturday is Uruguay and Portugal, France, Argentina. Then down there at the bottom, Brazil and Mexico. Obviously, Belgium is facing off against Japan. You've got Spain against Russia, Croatia going up against Denmark, Sweden and Switzerland, and obviously Colombia taking on England. The interesting matchup for the English after all of that nonsense about whether or not they should be trying to lose, I suppose, against Belgium to set up a better matchup, a better path for them to a potential World Cup final. So again, let's focus on Saturday because that's the first day of the knockout round. That's the round we really care about, or the games really care about at this moment here on a Friday before. So let's zoom in and take a look at that top left section of the bracket. Uruguay and Portugal, France and Argentina. We start with France and Argentina because that's the matchup that gets us underway on Saturday. That's the first game. Let's go to quotes from this match. We'll take a look at some of the stats and other elements of the game. But this is Didier Deschamps talking about facing off against Argentina. Messi is Messi. Look at his stats. 65 goals in 127 matches. That's for Argentina. We would like to mark and neutralize him. We know very well that he can make the difference with very little. We want to limit his impact at least. You can imagine why the focus would be on Lionel Messi for the for the French. Obviously for the Argentinians, it's on Lionel Messi as well. He's the star of the show for them. Now, do we expect changes for Argentina? Well, there has been some reports here. Obviously, Lionel Messi, where he plays, is of great interest to everybody. There have been some reports here that Jorge Sampaoli is considering playing Lionel Messi as a false nine. This is from Barca Times, but it has been sourced numerous places on the internet. Increasing reports that Sampaoli will start neither Higuain nor Aguero and instead look to use Christian Pavón and Angel Di Maria either side of Messi as a false nine. Seems an odd change to suddenly make at this point, absolutely. And obviously Sampaoli has become under incredible pressure because of the way that Argentina started this tournament. Here's a potential lineup. Now, obviously there could be some tweaks here or there, but at that front three, Lionel Messi in the middle is a false nine, Angel Di Maria on the left, and Christian Pavón on the right. That means, again, no Higuain, no Aguero, no Paulo Dybala as well. We expect Banega and Mascherano to be there in the midfield, Perez perhaps alongside them, Tagliafico, Rojo, Otamendi, and Mercado across the back more than likely, and then Armani in goal. So it could be very interesting for Argentina if Jorge Sampaoli is indeed making those changes. Now here's Jorge Sampaoli talking about Argentina and their mentality coming into this match. Argentina is going to play with the knife between their teeth. That's that Argentinian fire that we all like in this group. The feeling for the shirt is very strong, which makes this national team very dangerous for everyone. We all have to be willing to throw ourselves headlong by the national team. Now, obviously, look, Jorge Sampaoli has been a mess in this tournament so far. Whether or not he was in charge against Nigeria is kind of up in the air. Certainly, Javier Mascherano took a lead role in talking about the team ahead of the match against Nigeria. We'll see what happens against France tomorrow. Now that's Argentina and France. Another quote to throw in the mix here, talking about Umtiti, who plays for France, obviously alongside Lionel Messi at Barcelona. Didier Deschamps suggesting there's probably not much of an advantage there. Not sure if it's a big advantage, but maybe it's not a disadvantage. Now, my take on this match, I'm going with France 2-1. I think Argentina's just had too many issues. I think if Sampioli is tweaking things at this point in the tournament, that does not bode well for them. And although France has not been wowing anybody at this tournament so far, you certainly have to think that their talent will come through. They may find a goal here or there. And they are playing very good defensive soccer. If you're wondering how good Didier Deschamps' team is playing on the defensive end, they've conceded 1 goal in the tournament on a penalty. They've only conceded 5 shots on goal in the entire tournament, 3 matches so far. And they rotated against Denmark. We'll see what that means for the lineup Deschamps puts out against Argentina, but they do get Benjamin Mendy back into the lineup after his injury. All right, the other matchup on Saturday pits Uruguay versus Portugal. Now, I don't think anybody is super enthused about the tactical matchup here, but let's take a look at what the managers had to say around this one. Oscar Tavares saying, Cristiano Ronaldo is the leader of the team. It won't just be one player marking him. It just won't be Godin. There are things we need to do from a collective viewpoint to try to limit him. Obviously, the focus is going to be on Lionel Messi. Uruguay conceded no goals in the group stage, 0. Now, they weren't exactly impressive at any point until that final matchup against Russia, but they did manage to keep a clean sheet 3 times in all 3 matches. Now, all 5 of their goals on the other end have been scored from set pieces. 3 from corners, 1 from a direct free kick, and 1 from an indirect free kick. So, yeah, what are we talking about here? We're talking about a team that has struggled from open play on the attacking end, but has been very good on the defensive end. Tavares expected to make no major changes here for the Portuguese. Let's see what Fernando Santos had to say on the other side. Obviously, he's been asked about Cristiano Ronaldo. Let me get my world greats straight here about Ronaldo and his influence on this game. Everybody knows that every team in the world depends on its players, and of course we have one of the best in the world. But you can ask the Uruguay coach the same questions about Suarez and Cavani. You have great players in every team. It's the team that has to play. If Ronaldo plays at 1, we're going to lose. We have to be strong as a team, just as Uruguay are strong as a team. So again, the issue here is it's got to be more than Cristiano Ronaldo for the Portuguese if they are going to win this game against Uruguay. Again, you have 2 teams here who do not seem to want to push and want to play, want to engage in the attacking end, but it probably will come down to Ronaldo. It'll probably come down to Suarez. It might come down to Cavani. Who else will step up? What kind of midfield battle will we have here? If you're talking about entertainment, there's a difference of opinion on whether or not it will be entertaining. Of course, the Uruguayans will be happy to play this out. 1 goal on a set piece, something like that. I'm going to pick, for my prediction in this game, a 1-1 draw after extra time. And it's a toss-up there, but I'm going with Portugal through on penalties. I think, obviously, you've got some excellent penalty takers on both sides, but I think it's going to be Portugal. It's just my gut. At this point in the tournament, considering these two teams and what they've done so far, you can't say that either one of them has been dominant enough that you can feel confident about where things stand at this point. All right, let's just take one more look here at the bracket, just to give a sense here again, and we'll focus in on Sunday's matches with our next show, and then move on down the line Monday and Tuesday. Brazil, Mexico. That'll be a big one on Monday. We're expected to see Juan Carlos Osorio have to respond. He needs to respond, rather, to what happened to Mexico against Sweden. Some of the more interesting, the way that this shakes out, and people are talking about this obviously across soccer, is with Spain and Russia on that side, Croatia, Sweden, Switzerland. It's a much different right side of the bracket than left side. It sets up very nicely for a Spain, maybe for an England to make a run. So we'll see if those 2 countries can take advantage of what's going on here. All right, so let's wrap up this. We've got all these teams leaving the World Cup after the group stages have ended, and obviously a lot of them are very disappointed with the way things have gone at this tournament. I think that, look, some of these nations have met their expectations and some of them have not. Now, maybe one of them that has not is South Korea. Is this the way that you should be treating your team when they return home? This is South Korea returning home for a photo op, a warm welcome, and people are throwing, what are those, rugs? British rugs? That's the British flag, right? And then there's eggs. There's eggs on the red. What is happening here? South Korean fans apparently not too happy with the way things went for their national team. A little bit of egg throwing, and I don't know what these bundles are. There you see the eggs. I like the work from our cameraman, getting right in there. Show those eggs. Show those eggs. Disgraceful behavior on the part of the fans in South Korea. Come on, you can do better than that. I mean, they gave their best at the World Cup. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Davis Upfront, a World Cup special. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more as the round of 16 unfolds, getting into the quarters, semis, and final. Of course, make sure you smash the like button. That's what the kids say, smash, right? I don't know, I hear it sometimes. Click on the like button if you're on Facebook and follow us. Make sure you're doing that. YouTube, subscribe as well. We need that to happen here. And if you're on Twitter, Compass Football, and on Instagram as well. All right, Jason Davis here for Compass Football, for Davis Upfront. I will see you guys next time. Thank you very much for watching.